All right, we have something a little bit less structured than normal today, squiddly bit, if we want to call it. Been running through the game and realized I need a farmer that's a little bit faster than Ajax. So I put together a free-to-play build for Bunny that will basically delete entire zip codes so that you can run around, do Kuiper farming, or farm specific missions for drops out in the overworld. So let's get into it here. Basic gist here is that we're going to be building for lightning emission. With this entirely free-to-play build, we're looking at about a 20.5 second cooldown and a duration of 20 seconds on the more of the defensive build here. Normally, don't really care about that half second of delay, but your mileage may vary. And getting into the mod specifically here, we're going to start things off. Make sure you've fully leveled Shock Punch, just because, extra mod space is great, particularly in the beginning where you're waiting to farm up the catalyst. And from there, we're going to slot on increased HP. I was able to fit a max version here, as well as nimble fingers, just to get that large 25% basis of cooldown reduction. Over here, we've got increased defense. I was able to get that up to 9 out of 10 and make it all still fit, but way too many of y'all wind up tanking the floor, so HP defense, do it. Looking at the other mods, we've got Electric Master for some flat skill power percentage, as well as double dipping into that electric skill power percentage. Frugal Mindset helps cut down on some of the overall costs of maintaining your sprint, gives you a little bit of extra range. Focus on Singular, again, for the Singular skill power modifier and the extra CDR. Our third ability, the AOE, is a singular skill, so we want to double dip there as best we can. Amplification control you could take or leave. I personally like the extra max shield as a secondary benefit, but it's mostly there for the extra range. Looking at this first more defensive build, that gives you a radius of 11.3 meters, which, math, 22 meter diameter circle that everything just dies in. Now, looking over here at the second tab, as you might notice in its name, I'm not sure if I recommend this. What I usually use this for is basic mission farming where you don't really need a whole lot of tank. I wouldn't take this into any hard mode dungeons or group play or anything like that, but if you're just deleting things out in the overworld, this does fine. Main differences here is we're swapping out amplification control for skill expansion just to get even more range. We look over at the skill, that takes us up to 13.2 meters instead of 11.3. So extra 2 meters, I will happily lose the extra shield to make that trade. The most important thing here is the inclusion of MP Collector. This completely changes the game when it comes to farming with Bunny. So if you look at the tooltip, when defeating an enemy, you instantly recover 12.2% of your max MP at a 17% chance. If you get lucky with the RNG, that basically means you can spend the entire mission sprinting. You might also see that there's some spare mod capacity in this build. You can slot any 6-cost mod if you like. Spear and Shield, Iron Defense, Time Distribution are all strong contenders here. Or you could finish leveling up skill expansion and focus on Singular, and then just accept that you're eating 2 mod slots. Now, this is a completely free-to-play build. You get both a reactor as well as a catalyst as you're playing through the story. This gets you set up with a pretty basic, beginning of hard mode farm, where you can clear pretty much anything out in the main overworld areas without needing to think too terribly hard. Amusingly enough, this works really well if you're lucky enough to have a treadmill at your desk. So I'll usually get a couple miles in while sprinting around farming a mission with Bunny. It's pretty great. The irony of walking on a treadmill while playing a character that, their entire identity is built around being the fastest sprinter in Albion. It just tickles me a bit. In the background here, you'll see me farming one of the many Kuiper shard farms that exist in the game. I'm just going to speed through this pretty quickly so you can get a clear picture of what this looks like in practice. One other cool thing to note, this also gives you a really easy proficiency farm if you're looking to get quick mastery levels. The only thing to be aware of here is that you need to have the gun that you're trying to get the XP on in your hands. Not enough just to have it equipped. 100% of the XP you gain goes to the gun that you're holding in your hands, and 20% goes to the ones that you're not. So alternate through as you're going. Mastery ranks add up quick. So yeah, this has pretty drastically changed my speed and ease with which I've been farming things. But I hope this guide was useful for anybody who's making that transition from normal over into hard and doesn't want to splash cash at Nexon, which I totally get. And if you have any ideas for other ways we could build Bunny specifically for that transitional period that seems a little bit awkward, let me know down in the comments. I've been BaldSquid. See you next time.